Just got out of seeing the new Haunted Mansion movie, and it was an early screening tonight, and they gave me this really nice looking Haunted Mansion Hatbox Ghost pin, which is nice. But so a little background: I love Disneyland, the Disney parks. Haunted Mansion is one of my favorite rides of all time. It's a classic. I love it. So, as a Haunted Mansion fan, should you see this movie? Yes. Here's the good parts of the movie. The good aspects. This is non-spoiler. It has every single thing from the ride in it. So every scene that you see, every detail that you see going on the ride is in here. So that's one thing that's awesome about it. The music is there. The visuals is very faithful to the ride and high end. So they put a good amount of budget into this to make it faithful and look like stuff from the ride. It's not a cheap movie, you know? It's not an afterthought. Like, I remember seeing part of the old Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy. That didn't have the faithfulness and stuff, the amount of stuff from the actual ride in it, you know? So that was really good. There's surprisingly emotional parts to this movie that are really sincere and connect with you. That was really surprising to me. I wasn't expecting that. There's also real jump scares and image of like that would be in a real horror movie in it too, which I was not expecting. The story itself is actually, I went through phases watching this as it was starting. There's a little bit of New Orleans, current New Orleans in it too, which I love New Orleans. But I'm more in love with the romanticized version of it in the Disney parks and like Princess and the Frog. This was current day New Orleans, but it was still nice to hear. There's music, jazz music from New Orleans there. That was really cool, which I love. But yeah, I went through phases, and here's some of the negatives too. As it started, it was cool, but there's cringe to it. And cringe, I mean, there's moments where some of the actors in this movie are doing things that is out of their acting range to me that aren't sincere. They're trying to be funny or cute or make faces or like they're having fun with each other, and it feels very fake and forced and cringy. You're like, oh, you know? There's some of that in there. But it could become to a point where it becomes like a cult classic. Almost like Hocus Pocus, the movie, which is a cult classic now, and a Halloween movie that some people love to watch on Halloween, which I am one of those people, actually. This could be that. I went back and forth on feeling that, on either it was just cringe and I didn't like it, versus when all is said and done, this might be a movie that I'll accept the cringe for it, you know? So that was a little negative, but like I said, I went through phases. Then I saw stuff from the ride in it, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, you know? I know this, and I know this from the ride, and I know that's cool. And then it started to surprise me with how much stuff it had. It ended up having everything from the ride. So that was really surprising. And then what surprised me on top of that is there is lore in here, like real Haunted Mansion lore, backstory. There's a moment where I'm not going to spoil it, but that there's narration and images, and it goes into the lore of Haunted Mansion. you know. So it got really deep, like really faithful and deep into the Haunted Mansion lore and the ride itself. So as I went through the movie, I was like, oh wow, okay, oh okay. So it gave me the full, at the end, I was like, okay, I got everything I wanted out of seeing the ride in this movie. It gave it all to me. Nothing was left out. That was awesome. But again, the phases that I went through was that I was like, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't connecting with it. Some of it was cringy, but then there was some funny, actual funny stuff in it. And the Madame Leota was really good. Jamie Lee Curtis. Danny DeVito was Danny DeVito. He was really good. The kid I kind of liked too. You know, the kid had some funny moments. So there was some laughs here, but some laughs weren't. Some jokes weren't genuine or funny, and it didn't land with me. But as I was thinking going in, I said, if it gives me stuff, if I'm entertained, and it gives me stuff from the ride and is faithful to the ride, I'll be happy with the movie, and I'm happy to say it did that. And the feeling it leaves you with, that when it's all said and done and it's done, you're fulfilled as a Haunted Mansion fan. You feel like this is how I feel. This might be a Halloween watch, like in a rotation during Halloween, actually. So it might be in that realm now for me. And like halfway through the movie, I was like, this is meh, right? And I'm probably not going to watch this again. But when it finished and everything ended and I saw everything it offered me, I kind of want to watch it again. So it's a good time to see, you know. It's a good time of the movies. It's entertaining. And I have to give it another watch to see if this might become something like a Hocus Pocus, where I'll watch it on Halloween's, you know, yearly, and I want in my collection, you know. So that's kind of how I feel about it. So if you're excited to see it, I think you'll be happy. If you're a Haunted Mansion fan, I think you'll be happy. If you're not a Haunted Mansion fan, how would you feel? I'm trying to put myself in those shoes, because I am a Haunted Mansion fan. It had enough there for you to watch it as a non-Haunted Mansion fan. So it was entertaining, and there was stuff to it. You'll probably, if you're not a Haunted Mansion fan, you probably won't see it more than once, though. You won't find it rewatchable. You know what I mean? But I was really happy with seeing all the visuals of Haunted Mansion and the graphics and the stuff they included. So that was fun. So anyways, hope you get a chance to see it. And thank you for joining me. Have a good night.